Okay, so that was the replay there. Have we gone live now? That was the replay of the moment. Now we're back live again. So that was a few minutes ago at the White House Correspondents' Dinner where Donald Trump was seated centre stage there. Suddenly something happened. The camera zoomed back. Donald Trump was
talking to a mentalist thing.
Okay, so it looks like I was all getting ready for the White House Correspondents' speech. And there is some kind of noise. And all of a sudden things got crazy. And they evacuated him from the stage. So, what the hell? Okay, so what I'm going to do, got everybody down. They got everybody to, like, the guys on the stage are all with guns pointing out at the audience, back at the doors. What the fuck? Oh my God. Okay, so this is live, and I'm going to have to find out what's going on here. So let me pull up some stuff on my camera. I'll go to the live news, and then we have all the preliminary talking about the dinner. And now I'm trying to find Fox or somebody. Okay, so this is what I'm watching on here. It's called New York Post, shots fired at the White House. All right. People are so fucking stupid sometimes. See that? You heard gunshots, like boom, 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 boom. And these guys are totally not even paying attention to it. Okay, so hold on a minute. Let me get it up here.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Chanley Painter live in New York.
Okay, so I'm gonna get us on. I'm gonna get this on here for us. Just give me a minute. I have two keyboards here. Trust me on this. one more thing. One more thing I gotta do. I gotta go with desktop audio. Okay, well, I gotta tell you over again because I fucked it up again. Right when she opens her mouth, you hear the gunshot. So hold on. I'm getting there right now. Taking my speaker off. I'm gonna go with this. Okay, so I'm going to start this over again. I have to be able to talk to you and tell you what's going on here. Okay, so we'll start the video. This is a shots fired at the White House Correspondents' Dinner on New York Post while they're watching the live thing happening. Thank God thank God they haven't killed that man. They are trying so freaking hard. Listen. All right, one more time. This is incredible. There's such a delay on the human mind.
This is a Fox News Alert. I'm Chanley Painter live in New York. We do have breaking news out of Washington, D.C. The latest from the White House Correspondents' Dinner. The Secret Service has a person in custody after shots were fired at the Correspondents' Dinner. We are now just learning details. It is all brand new. Let's bring in John Roberts. He's on the phone with me right now. John, what can you tell us more about this shooting?
Well, it didn't appear to actually occur inside the ballroom where we're all assembled for this dinner. The president up on the dais along with the press secretary, the first lady, a number of other dignitaries, and, of course, literally every member of the cabinet inside the room, a lot of them sitting with us here at Fox. All we heard was the sudden rushing and commotion, and the Secret Service and all of the various agencies that protect people like Speaker Mike Johnson, who was here, came rushing into the room. People were told to get down. They started taking the protectees out. The president was whisked out of here in a heartbeat, along with everybody else who was on the head table up on the dais. It doesn't appear that anything happened inside the room. I'm hearing reports from inside the room here that if there were shots fired, it was outside of the room. But out of an abundance of caution, obviously, because you don't know if it's a single person or if there may be others attached to whatever happened, that they got everybody out of here. I've been to so many of these Correspondents Association dinners. Nothing even remotely like this has ever happened. But the fact that this is President Trump's first time being at this dinner, the controversy, obviously, that a lot of people on the left see about the Iran war and various other things that this administration has pursued. I mean, it's obviously not outside of the realm of possibility. If something like this would happen, and certainly Erica Kirk's just being taken out right beside me. You can imagine the trauma that she's experiencing right now after what happened in Utah last year. So, I mean, a lot of people very upset. I think the dinner, for all intents and purposes, is over at this point. But we're just trying to figure out what's going to happen from here on.
Right. Now, John, are you in the room, and were you able to hear any of the shots?
No, nobody. We're at tables that are up close to the very front of this room. We didn't hear any noise at all. The only indication we had that something was amiss is when the Secret Service, Capitol Police came rushing into the room to get the protectees, and the president was quickly whisked off of the stage. The counter-assault team from the Secret Service came out with their weapons ready to fire if necessary in case the threat actually entered the room. And being told by my wife sitting beside me that the event is officially over. It's just going to take some time to clear the room, which is really a shame because everybody had very much looked forward to hearing from the president tonight, this being the first White House Correspondents Association dinner that he had attended.
Exactly. Very shocking information. Do we know if any? I know you don't know a lot of information. You're inside the room, but is there any word on anybody injured? We know one person is arrested. Like you said, the Secret Service was able to apparently detain the shooter. This is something for us not in D.C. who have never been to a White House Correspondents' Dinner. Give us the layout, the location, and how this was even able to happen, John.
Well, first of all, the Correspondents' Dinner takes place in a huge ballroom here in the Washington Hilton, which, of course, is famous from back in the 1980s. This is where Ronald Reagan was shot after attending an event here. He was.
There might be a shooter that's dead in the lobby, possibly.
He was walking back out to get it back into his limousine when he was shot. So obviously, that's something that is, gone along with the reputation of this hotel over the decades. I've never seen anything like this happen here since then, though. And in terms of anybody being injured at the dinner itself, I didn't see anybody injured. There was a huge commotion. There are probably a couple of thousand people at the very least who are jammed in this room literally like sardines. Right. And the fact that I haven't seen anybody who's injured, considering how people were sort of climbing over tables and ducking down under the tables, really is quite remarkable. You think that there might be at least some bumps and bruises, but nothing that I've seen at this point.
Yeah, I can't imagine how scary that would be to live through, John. Just take us through those moments of what you heard. You said the president was rushed away, the Speaker of the House. What else were you seeing and hearing?
Do you want Yeah, I'm hearing reports that the shooter may have been engaged by Secret Service outside.
Right. Yes, that's what we have been also seeing. The Secret Service was able to scoop in and arrest and detain the shooter. We don't know how many shots were fired, but we do know that it was outside of the ballroom, not where all of the people are packed in like sardines, as John Roberts has said. We know we have a lot of Fox News people on air and off air that are at this dinner, right, John? I mean, this is a room full of very important political people as well, right?
Why am I not surprised? The president says he's coming back.
I think we may have lost John Roberts on the phone, but we do have.
I'm still here.
Okay, John. Hey.
I'm still here. Brett's here as well. Go ahead, Brett.
Yeah, let's take Brett. Thanks, Brett Baer. Talk to us about what happened.
Hey, we're trying to figure out exactly where the shot was fired from. There's some talk that it was fired from the lighting box above the door that heads to the lobby. And we don't, as John was saying, we don't know if anyone was hit, but we're getting word that the shooter may have been hit. It happened so quickly that you heard this crash, and then the Secret Service ran in. The president was out in moments, and everybody went under the table. I mean, I'm talking the entire ballroom started to go under their tables, and the Secret Service started running, guns drawn. They had the CAT team out, and the president and the first lady were out, as well as the vice president, in a matter of seconds. But we're trying to get info about where the shot was. There's at least two people saying that they thought came from the light box above the doors to the lobby, and we're trying to get ground truth on that.
Right. Brett, I know that you're there at the scene. What was the security like, and even entering this building, that someone could have even gotten close enough to fire shots within that range, within the lobby, as you think maybe where it did happen?
It was a tight security. I mean, you had to go through magnetometers to get into the dining room. You had to get through magnetometers to get through this. And, but this seemed like it was outside the hall itself, or at least looking into the hall. There are some lighting boxes, like for lights in the ceiling, and that's where I'm saying that there's some reports that may have come out of there. So, listen, we're going to talk to some of the Secret Service guys here and see if we can get some ground truth. But this is, you can't believe how 2,000 plus people go under their table, and the rushing around for the Secret Service.
Absolutely. Brett, what was it like in that moment? It had to be quite scary to be seeing the president swept away and other dignitaries.
Yeah, I'm walking right now in front of the dais and being escorted out here, and everybody left like in seconds, and all you heard was this big boom, and then people started running.
Wow. Are you seeing anyone that may have been hurt from trying to escape? We know you mentioned possibly shots fired, a person in custody. That person may or may not have been shot. We're, of course, trying to confirm the details of the shooting. We don't know yet if anyone has been injured.
So, okay then, now you know. I'm going to stop this right now. I'm going to find me another video. These people are just going to repeat what they keep knowing or they don't know. And of course, I do want to show you the video that was running on, it was Sky News. So I'm going to see if I can find it. Hold on a minute. Let me get a new scene of me. Me, myself, and I. Hold on. Here I am. Yeah, this is Donita Panda from Panda Silly. And I was just going to go live for my streams on some of my other platforms. But I can't really stream too much on YouTube due to copyright and all that sort of stuff. But this is news, breaking news, and I don't know if I'm going to get any kind of wrist slap here, but hold on a minute. I'm going to find this other video if I can. It was the Sky News. Oops. get it into a smaller view. Yeah, I was just wondering if I wanted to do the same thing, right? And then, voila, I start hearing all this stuff about Trump being evacuated, and oh my God, I'm gonna tell you right here and now, I am very upset about this sort of stuff. So here, let's watch this. I'm gonna have to answer my husband's call. Okay, so not much is going on this one. Let me find us another one. That was Mr. Papa Panda. He's hungry. It's dinner time. Yeah, all those people that correspondence dinner are kind of going to be upset. They don't get to eat either. That's terrible. Oh, I worry every day. Every day I worry that something's going to happen to Trump. And God forbid that. God forbid. I can't even imagine where this country would be. All right, let me find us another one. This one is a live video stream going on right now, National Desk. That they evacuated the building, but they supposedly have the guy in custody, as you might have heard earlier. So these people are still, I don't know, are they continuing on with it? All right. This is not getting us anything. Let me find something else. Oop, oop.
This
Fox's alert.
Yeah. Hot Zone with good old Chuck Holton. Okay, so it was Sky News. Let me just... I'm sorry, I put this stupid bracelet on and it's got charms and it's dragging the bottom of my... Let me take it off. Let me take it off. They were just going over to his, I don't know if I'm going to find it. But we'll look. Donald Trump evacuated. Sky News Australia. Yeah, this is sort of the one I was... There was a live one. All right, let's just see.
Here we go. We're going over to Washington now for the White House.
Yeah, this is it. This is perfect. Hold on. I'm going to catch it on us. They're like, oh, here we are, going over to the correspondence dinner at the White House. All right, let's get it on. The right one here.
Here we go. We're going over to Washington now for the White House. Okay, there he is at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. He's about to speak, we gather. And no, it's not happening. Oh, Donald Trump has been pulled out of the room. Okay, so he won't be making people with guns on the stage. Good grief.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, and you can see the guests are getting under the table.
Everyone's been told
the
that
guests are crouching and getting under the tables there. So that does look like...
That's pretty serious.
A very serious security incident.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you can see the Secret Service there swarming.
People ducking for cover, so something's happening.
Are people evacuated?
This is the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Donald Trump was there, about to speak. He's been rushed off. There's some security thing happening there, people crouching beneath tables, people told to get down. We are live at the White House Correspondents' Dinner in Washington, the big Correspondents' Dinner of the night, of the year. Everyone's there. Marco Rubio is there. We saw Donald Trump there a few moments ago.
But I'm seeing people now seated at certain tables. So you would think if it's an ongoing issue, you would not be popping your head up. It's very interesting seeing what's happening here.
So, you know, something has occurred there.
This would be one of the most secure venues in the entire world.
The whole administration is there. It's not just Donald Trump. Every single member of the administration.
Yeah, much of the administration. It's, you know, basically like almost a State of the Union or something like that. Every single person there, they would have guest lists of who is in the room. Every staffer at the venue would be checked, you know, not just on the day, but previously to... we're seeing Pete Hegseth, I think, being walked out of the room there as well. So this would be a very serious and immediate threat. We're hearing someone shouting USA.
USA, people are shouting USA.
And now they're being told to be silent.
Well, let's not forget, this is a president that has had 2 attempts at his life.
At least.
Yep.
At least. Two that got very close. And I'm sure many other plots foiled, including by the Iranian regime well before this current conflict. So this is incredible scenes, really.
Well, there doesn't seem to be panic. It does seem to be whatever
Now, people
occurred,
have got their phones out and are filming. So I think
they've got it under
whatever
control.
the threat has been neutralised. Yeah.
But the fact that there was even, and we're going to have to find out, obviously, what the nature of this threat was. Was it real? Was it just a false alarm? We'll find out all about that in due course. But just the very fact that this has happened and occurred, this tells me a couple of things. I mean, number one, the hair trigger fear that the U.S. Secret Service has about their number one protectee, the President of the United States. With the war and with everything else, that's huge. And in fact, actually, this has to do a lot with, I think, what's going to be happening in the coming midterm elections, because before the Iran war, before Epic Fury, the plan was very much to run a Trump-forward campaign. Lots of big rallies, his style of campaigning, going out to key seats, doing that sort of presidential style campaign for midterms, but the talk had already been after Epic Fury began. That might not be possible because the security would be so difficult with that, and with, as you mentioned, Rita, the threat of
James,
Iranians.
I think he's still going to do it.
Well,
I don't think he's the president, and regardless of the advice he gets, regardless of the threats he faces, I think he's going to do those big rallies. He did it after Butler. He did not slow down.
Okay, we're just going to replay the moment. If this was a few minutes ago, live here on Sky, when we'll just replay what happened at the White House Correspondents' Dinner with President Donald Trump. Have a look.
Oh, I know that guy. He's the best.
Okay, so that was the replay there. Have we gone live now? That was the replay of the moment. Now we're back live again. So that was a few minutes ago at the White House Correspondents' Dinner where Donald Trump was seated centre stage there. Suddenly something happened. The camera zoomed back.
He was talking to a mentor.
So I have to go back and forth with Mike. So sorry about that. That old Mike, he just gets in the way all the time. It's like, Mike, Mike, it's hump day. No. Okay, let me get back to my... Well, this is all very exciting, but I have to cook dinner. Oh. Gosh, it's amazing, this stuff. You turn on the news and it's just all kinds of shit. Floods your mind, and it's just, times are really out of difference here. Okay, so I have to find us something else to play while I'm off looking for other things going on. Let me... Yeah, it's going to be flooding the whole area. So I'm going to go ahead and just start pushing it through here again. Maybe you'll see it before or whatever. Okay, wait a minute. I gotta cue it up. I'm queuing it up. Got to get rid of my face again. And there we go. This is the C-SPAN, Associated Press. We're going to mute me and go right to the audio desktop sound.
Stay down.
So I'm just going to talk through this a little bit because right now it's a lot of noise. You can hear hollering in the background. You got some idiot decides to break into USA after, I don't know, Jesus Christ, people. This is a prime reason why I don't go to this shit. I won't go to big galas or big events. I just can't. I'm too nervous about it. Jesus. All right, let's see here. Yeah, this is going to end too, so I'm going to have to find another thing to entertain y'all with. I might break into some music, I think. So here we are back in my little studio. It's time for dinner. Once more, I get to say time for dinner. Let me find this as something else to go into. Get rid of that racket in the background. As you can tell, it's very noisy. Nobody heard the shots, but interesting enough, the camera heard the shots. Okay, so the rest of it's going to be just little tidbits here and there. I can try to go into a live. Who was that woman? All right, I'm going to ask you who this woman is. White House Correspondents' Dinner to be rescheduled. All right, we got to play this. Hold on. Gotcha. Got it. Got it. Hold on. We're working with me, myself, and I on the fly. On the fly. Get rid of me again. Poof. Poof. And this is the woman that was on stage waving at everybody and having such a good time. Sorry, lady. I don't know who she is, though. Tell me who she is. Maybe she will tell me. C-SPAN's got her on here. Okay, hold on. Let's get some comments here. White House Correspondents Association President, okay, Weijia Zhang. Weijia Zhang, that's her name. Weijia Zhang. All right, very good. She's going to tell us we're rescheduling this. What a mess. All right, here we go.
Okay.
This is a room full of reporters, so I know you've already seen the president's tweet. My apologies, his post on Truth Social. And law enforcement has requested that we leave the premises consistent with protocol. And he wanted to emphasize that nobody was hurt. He and the First Lady, the cabinet, everybody's safe. The president will be having a press briefing at the White House in 30 minutes. That is not a joke. And he insists that we will reschedule this event in the next 30 days. And that he wanted to do it tonight. He wanted to continue despite the news, but has to follow security protocol. I said earlier tonight that journalism is a public service because when there is an emergency, we run to the crisis, not away from it. And on a night when we are thinking about the freedoms in the First Amendment, we must also think about how fragile they are. I saw all of you reporting, and that's what we do. So, thank God everybody is safe. And thank you for coming together tonight. We will do this again. Thank you.
Okay, so that is the, I'm going to try to find the president's, he's going to talk. So let's go to the White House. And I'm going to leave that on. Let's see here. Let's go White House. And I'm going to find a good, not these guys. Oh, sorry, I have to do this. White House, White House. All right. Newsmax, it has to be live. All right, here's the live one.